And welcome everybody to this week's exciting episode.
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys. That's my debut as a pop singer. That's all I got.
I think you've done rapping before, so it's not quite a debut, but yeah, it's good. Good effort.
Yeah. I was thinking about that the other day, and I thought how cringy it was that I did a Paranormality rap, and I never want to hear it ever again. The things I do for the listeners.
Streaming on Spotify soon. Josh the Beard. Go and find the album.
Yeah, JTB. That would be a good rap name, to be fair. JTB, if it's not already taken.
Probably.
There's probably like Justin the Bear or something that's already out there rapping. It's like, I can't just take that. Well, here we are. Another day, another dollar. We've got a good one today.
We do.
We've got a good one. But before we go into that, we have finally sorted out the giveaway.
Yeah, that took a while.
As much as we could. Did everyone respond in the end?
No, we were still waiting on 2 people. And then it got to the point where I couldn't actually afford to buy the T-shirts anyway, so I had to wait till payday. They've gone. They're sent now.
Yeah, they're sent. They're there. And the other 2 people that haven't responded?
Too late.
You missed out. There's another giveaway at some point next year.
Make sure you actually send the email next time.
Yeah. Well, I suppose they're the true definition of sportsmanship, aren't they? They participated, they got the prize, and they were like,
didn't claim it. Yeah.
That's fine. We were here to take part. They were just there for the sportsmanship aspect of it. So I like that. That's cool.
We're in it for the journey, not the destination.
Yeah. And that kind of behaviour deserves a prize. So you get 2 prizes. You just need to write in.
Yeah, you get a round of applause as well.
Imagine that. We just rank it up and just keep giving them more prizes.
That they never claim.
Yeah. Pass on to the next one. But no, we will be starting our competition again at some point next year. When we can both afford it. We have actually worked out the actual proper system that can't fail, where we lose track of points, and I don't know what I've said and what I haven't said. I forgot where the quotes came from half the time, and I couldn't keep up with people's responses. I don't know who was writing things first, but we got there in the end, and next year it will be more organised, I promise. We will sort it out.
Well, for an impromptu kind of competition, it wasn't bad, to be fair. You just kind of came up with it on the top. You didn't even tell me you were going to do it. You were just like, I'm issuing Josh points now.
Yeah. That's true. It was very spontaneous, to be fair. But we don't mind that around here. I mean, our whole pod is basically spontaneous in a way.
It is, yeah.
Like, we don't have a script. We just kind of go with our gut. Go with the flow. And I always remember Bruce Lee saying, I am like water, and I mould 2 different things and go with the flow. Something along those lines.
Right, okay, yeah.
You know the quote.
I know the quote, yeah.
Be like water or something,
like water,
he says. Yeah. And then he goes on talking about if you have a cup and the water fills the cup and other things in that quote. Yeah. I'm paraphrasing, but something
I
about
think it was
cup.
more along the lines of water can flow around things smoothly, but it can also hit like an unstoppable force.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
He was the man, wasn't he?
Yeah. Very wise.
Yeah. Good old Bruce Lee.
And,
one of my heroes.
We've had Beans on twice now.
Yes, we have.
Beans came around to my house last night to watch the Christmas episode.
Yep.
Hang on.
Which isn't out at the moment.
It's not out at the moment as we record this one, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
that's the one.
But he's very excited, and he loves the popularity that he got from the first pod.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that the second pod goes as well. Yeah. Although we're going to get no downloads for it, so
yeah, Christmas time
because it's the Christmas one. But yeah, I mean, I think we should put it to the vote to the listeners to see do you people listening at home want more of Beans,
Yeah, that is the question.
Because he is actually quite up for coming on like once a month, or as often as he can.
Okay, all right. I think with Beans, we absolutely love Beans. He is a legend.
He is.
I wonder if we had him on too regular, if he would be as special. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I think he's undoubtedly funny as hell.
He's chaos.
He is chaos. He is chaos. And we are in our 3rd year of podcasting. So if we're going to make a change, now is the time to maybe add in a regular dose of Beans.
Well, this is the thing. Like, I don't think... I think our format has worked fine for 3 years with just the two of us. Now, I don't think that having him as a 3rd member of the team full time is necessarily the way to go. But, once a month, every 6 weeks, something like that, I don't mind having him on. He's good laugh, isn't he?
He has a good laugh, and he does love it. He does. I've personally thought the Christmas episode was funnier than the Aztecs one.
Yeah.
So if you enjoyed the Aztecs one, then
Definitely,
don't miss out on the Christmas one. I know it's Christmas and it's busy and everything. If anything, make that your present to me and Pyro is to download.
Listen to the episode at Christmas.
Even if you don't listen to it at Christmas, just give us a download and listen to it when you have free time. There's always that period in between, like the 28th and like the 1st of January, where everyone's eating leftovers. They've got their moist makers out for their sandwiches. They're doing all of that. Maybe in that gap, you can find a half hour to 45 minutes just to give it a listen. So give it a go. That'll be your present to us. But it's a very good episode. He did have me laughing.
He did. He was on top form.
He was. There's also a bit of controversy in that episode, which I'm not going to ruin the surprise, but give it a listen.
There's 2 bits of controversy. I watched it last night, and yes, I know the one that you're thinking of. But you've forgotten one that you did as well. I think.
I can't remember my one. I would say yours and Beans' one.
It was probably worse.
It could potentially be the most controversial take I've ever heard. Ever. Not just on our podcast, on any podcast. I listen to other podcasts where people are ruthless and they like banter each other up and they come out with some wild takes. That is genuinely one of the most shocking things I've ever heard. So if you want to hear, and trust me,
I haven't edited it out either.
Trust me, when people are like, "How could it be?" Will I listen for it? Oh, trust me, you'll know the statement where it's like, "Oh yeah, no, that is very controversial," and it's fairly early on in the pod. So we've been like the first 15 minutes. So yeah, give it a listen because it's wild. But the fact that you and Beans also said it, and then we just carried on with the pod as if like it wasn't a bold statement. I was like, okay, yeah, this is where the podcast is now. That's fine. That's all right. Even I've not said anything that wild. I've slated the government. I've slated Trump. I've slated all kinds of people. My own people. I've slated the Americans for their gun laws. But this is bigger than all of that. But speaking of...
and that's coming up next week.
Yeah. So please tune in. Speaking of bashing the American government and stuff...
Oh, right. We're doing a bit of that today.
We are. But today's subject, it's not full-on bashing the American government. I think it's just revealing the curtain to a certain thing that happened starting in 1932... that I even think fellow Americans like myself will listen to today's pod and say, wow, that is shocking, and our government are disgusting for doing that. So it's one of those kind of things. So it's not directly slating the government, but it's also like,
the historical government. It's not the government that's in at the moment.
Yeah,
that's
no.
the thing.
Not today's modern government. No, nothing wrong with that. No. They do everything by the book. No, it's not slate of them. No. Today, would you like to know what we're doing today?
Yeah, I'd love to know what we're doing today.
Okay.
Episode starts at 9:41.
Yep, perfect. That's what we like. Today, we are covering the bad blood experiment. Hence why I said bad boys.
Oh, right. Oh.
It was a running thing.
Oh, I'm kind of surprised that you didn't go with, what's her name, with that one? You could get bad blood.
Oh, no. Copyright with that.
No, it's not worth it.
It's not worth it. We're talking about the $1 billion artist. That is Sailor Twift. We can't say anything. Plus, there's Swifties out there that are lethal.
Yes.
They'll get you.
Don't come after us.
Yeah, if you say anything...
Nothing bad about her.
There's the Swifties and there's the Beehive. And they're Beyonce's. And
oh, right. I was going to say.
If you go against them, they'll cancel us, mate. There's nothing we could do.
Oh, fair play. Well, it wasn't me that spray painted a private jet orange.
No.
Me.
Although I would have done for the right price. That is bad, though. Like, I'm just saying. Do you, actually, I will say allegedly. Do you know why they sprayed her private jet? This is allegedly what I heard. And if this is true, that is shocking.
I have no idea.
So, allegedly, I will say this, Swifties don't come after me. She took a plane for a 20-minute flight, which was a 45-minute drive, which is why people were kind of protesting against it. So they sprayed her plane.
Well, she had 2 planes, didn't she, as well? Like
they sprayed one of her planes because it's deemed, like, obviously bad for the planet and lazy at the fact that instead of just getting in a car or a taxi, whatever, for 45 minutes, she got on a private plane and it literally went up and down within like 15, 20 minutes. So it's like fossil fuels and all of that. So that's why people were allegedly protesting against her having a private plane and spraying it orange. That's what I got told. Anyway.
Mate, if I had a private plane, I'd go everywhere in it.
No, don't say that. We're all for the planet. So, well, anyway, today...
Oh, yeah, sorry. Episode starts at 11 minutes 48.
Yeah. We are covering the bad blood experiment. So, in Tuskegee, study of the untreated syphilis. It says here, I don't want to get in trouble for this, it says in the Negro male. I don't know if that's acceptable anymore. So I'm going to say... He's
just reading it from a website. But
well, it's on several websites. This is the crazy thing. So I didn't know if it was like...
That might be a technical term.
Is it like a medical term for an African-American male? I don't know.
Probably is, then, yeah.
But, I mean, if anyone on this pod can get away with saying Negro, surely it's me, with my mother being black. Well, so I'm just going to go with what's written on several websites.
Yes, fair enough.
So it is the study of untreated syphilis amongst the Negro male community.
Right.
And it is referred to as the Tuskegee experiment or the Tuskegee syphilis study, which was a study conducted between 1932 and 1972.
Oh, wow.
40 years.
Crikey.
This study was by the United States Public Health Service, also known as the PHS, and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, known as the CDC, on a group of nearly 400 African American men with syphilis. They've rounded up to 400, but it was actually 399, which for my OCD winds me up because just get one more person. Yeah. But also at the same time, when you find out what happened, I'm like, that one person was very lucky. So depending on which way you look at it, like...
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
Did these 399 people already have syphilis?
Yes.
It said it was a study of syphilis, so I assume
not all 399.
Okay.
So the numbers will...
If this is ruining you for
No. So so out of the 399, I've just scrolled forward, so I'll go back. So out of the 399 men with syphilis, there was a control group of 201 men who did not have syphilis. So it was literally kind of like an even split.
Okay, like 50-50 pretty much.
Like a kind of test to see what was going on with syphilis, basically. So the purpose of the study was to observe the effects of the disease when untreated to the point of death and autopsy.
Oh.
Although there had been effective treatments to reduce the severity of the disease since the 1920s, the use of penicillin for the treatment of syphilis was widespread as of 1945. So that is the cure for syphilis, is penicillin G.
I always thought that there was no cure for syphilis, but maybe that's just an old wives' tale.
Oh, would you like a little fun fact? I'll go into my other little section of notes. Yeah. So the first effective cure for syphilis was an arsenic-based drug called salvarsan,
Right.
Compound 606. And this was actually discovered in 1909.
Oh, right.
And marketed in 1910.
Kill or cure, I suppose.
Yeah, and then it says the modern, highly effective antibiotic penicillin G was first used to successfully treat patients in 1943 and became the standard treatment after, 1945.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah.
While we're here, we might as well go into a little bit of the treatments. So, it's kind of like a sidetrack, but it kind of goes into it.
It's important, I guess.
So also, we've got... in 1905, they tried a bacteria, and it was a German scientist called Fritz Schadin and Erich Hoffmann, which made targeted treatment research possible. So they kind of started getting into the effects of syphilis in 1905.
Right.
And then 1909, Paul Ehrlich and his Japanese assistant Sahikiro Hata discovered asphenminane, which they then named Salvarsan. So that is the first cure of Salvarsan. But yeah, well, I'm not going to read any more words there.
You were doing so well.
Yeah, I butchered it, but there you go. Although there had been effective treatments to reduce the severity of the disease since 1920s, the use of penicillin was the treatment for syphilis, and it was widespread in 1945. The men were not informed of the nature of the study. So this is, straight away, we're getting into shady territory.
Right, yeah.
So they were not informed of the study. Proper treatment was withheld, and more than 100 died as a result. So they were literally told that you've got bad blood. They weren't even told that they had syphilis. That's the crazy part of it.
Oh, right.
So for 40 years... They were just told you had bad blood, so we're going to do. So they had obviously symptoms and
yeah. They knew there was something wrong with them, but they didn't know what it was.
A lot of it was like fatigue and like flu-like symptoms.
Okay.
So they were going to these people for like a cure and things, and they were labeling it as bad blood.
Right.
Like, yeah, no, we will do all these things for you. We will help you. We will cure you. And they just didn't. They just didn't give them anything, or they would give them placebos,
right?
Which is quite bad.
Yeah.
So, as I said, they started in 1932. In the study, investigators enrolled 600 impoverished African American people, mainly from the southern states of America, mainly being Alabama. Of these, 399 had syphilis, with a control group of 201 men who were not affected. 399 did have syphilis, 201 didn't.
Right, yeah.
It was kind of a split with 600 in total, but it was like 400 and 200.
Yeah.
So my apologies, I read that wrong in the first place. As an incentive for participation in the study, the men were promised free medical care and promised funeral expenses, while the men were provided with both medical and mental care, and they otherwise would not have received. They were deceived by the PHS, who were never informed them of their syphilis diagnosis, and who provided disguised placebos, ineffective treatments, and diagnostic procedures such as lumbar punctures as treatment for what they called bad blood. Lumbar punctures. Yeah. So it's borderline torture in a way. Yeah. Also...
They didn't even get cake.
No, they didn't. They were promised hot meals.
Well.
But cake is not a hot meal, as we know.
No, it's not.
Well...
It can be.
It can be. Christmas pudding is technically a hot cake.
Yeah.
You do get hot cakes.
So is that like that chocolate fudge cake that melts in the middle? You know.
Also true. Pancakes.
Pancakes. Yeah. That's a hot cake.
Yeah. Oh, you got me hungry now.
Sorry. Sidetrack there, didn't I?
The men were initially told that the experiment was only going to last 6 months, but it was extended to 40 years.
That's just as you do.
After funding for treatment was lost, the study was continued without informing the men that they would never be treated. None of the infected men were treated with penicillin, despite the fact that by 1947 the antibiotic was widely available and had become the standard treatment for syphilis.
Right.
So
what is the end goal with this experiment, though?
They wanted to see the long-term effects of undiagnosed syphilis.
Death.
That was literally the reason. But they wanted to see if it was always death or if there was other things. Because famously, Al Capone died of syphilis. And if you've seen documentaries and things about Al Capone, he went like crazy towards the end.
Wasn't he in prison, though?
I think he did end up in prison. Was it Alcatraz? I'm pretty sure he ended up in Alcatraz. Yeah. But he ended up going crazy towards his deathbed. And there are rumours that they think Adolf Hitler, had syphilis.
Oh, right.
Which is why he was crazy and things. I mean, that's just a hypothesis or a
Nazi
rumour.
party was founded on syphilis.
No, well, yeah, he would have had syphilis, but then he was crazy. Wasn't he crazy enough to give them meth? Like, isn't it famously known that German soldiers had meth to keep them awake?
Yeah,
and things like
that. They did, yeah.
But allegedly Adolf Hitler. What a goofball that guy was.
Yeah.
So that's what syphilis does. Is it makes you crazy, and ultimately, but it doesn't always lead to death. This is the other thing. So upon my other little study with my other notes, syphilis can go undetected for many, many years.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. Yeah.
There's a famous story of a woman that she had syphilis from birth because I think it was her father ended up getting syphilis and getting married, and he passed it on to his wife and his child.
Right.
For those that don't know, syphilis is an STD.
Yeah.
Majority of it is STD.
If I remember rightly, Queen Victoria spread it around half the royal families of Europe.
Possibly.
I think that was syphilis.
I did see notes about Queen Victoria, so I would assume she had it.
Yeah. I know she was a massive starter of definitely an STD that went through all the royal families of Europe. Yeah, because obviously they swapped their daughters and sons, didn't they, when they married them off and stuff? And old Queen Vicky's kids. But
this woman had syphilis through no fault of her own, and I think she got to the age of 62, 63, and suddenly just started going deaf. So she then went to the doctors. They did blood tests, and that's the only way to actually trace syphilis is through blood tests.
Oh, right, okay.
So then she found out that she had syphilis, and unfortunately, one of the things with syphilis is once the damage has been done, there's nothing they can do. They can cure it after that, but
they
like that woman,
you can't undo the effects of it.
So like that woman who lost 80% of her hearing, that's it now. Then she was cured, but this thing was 63 years, and then she started seeing symptoms. So it doesn't always necessarily end up in death. I have got some survivor stories at the end, but it's just a real interesting disease, really.
Fair enough.
Would you like to know where it came from?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, let me just go to my other notes.
Switchy. It's not from some dodgy, I don't know, like when people interact with animals in an inappropriate way.
No, definitely not. I can't find it in my notes, so I'm going to go from memory. It was something to do with Christopher Columbus,
right?
And going from Europe to America, but they don't know if syphilis this is in 1492. I remember that part. They don't know if it was Christopher Columbus bringing a strain of it from Europe or him contracting it
out
from
in America and bringing it
back.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's European syphilis and there's American syphilis, but that's where it came from anyway. So the whole study was basically to find the long-term effects of syphilis and to study it because there was so many different varying factors.
Okay.
They just wanted to untreat it and see what would happen. So essentially torturing.
Yeah.
And also I hear you say, Pirate, but why was it all young black men? Well, the reason was because...
But why was it all young black men, Josh?
Well...
I think I can guess the answer.
It was a little thing called segregation. And I don't know if people have heard of it, but in the southern states of America, they had a thing called Jim Crow, and they had laws that spanned from the late 19th century, so you're talking 1892, something like that, all the way through to 1975. That was when the laws were officially abolished. And I'm pretty sure it was President Johnson that abolished the laws in 1975, possibly 1965, 1975, something like that.
No, I think it was the 70s. I think we've discussed this before, yeah.
Yeah, so...
so that's not even the latest one, was it? I think the latest one was actually in the 80s, wasn't it?
Oh, mate, it's later than that. I'm pretty sure the last official law done was 92, I want to say.
Oh, was it 92? Was it?
Yeah,
I thought it was about 87 or something like that, but yeah.
Yeah, somewhere around there. It's between 87 and 92.
Yeah.
But the actual presidential law was 1975. I'm sure it was President Johnson. So it was young black men because with the segregation and I mean we don't really need to go into the history of it. It was incredibly
they basically
racist.
didn't have any rights back then, did they?
They didn't. No, and it was certain white people of wealth saw black men beneath them basically.
As nothing, yeah.
And it was just it was a terrible
horrible time.
Yeah, not great. So that is why it is all black men. And then I won't go too much into it because I don't want to give her credit or even mention her name because I think it's absolutely disgusting. But the government and the PHS, whatever I mentioned,
Or CDC.
Yeah. They used a really lovely, down to earth, there was a black female nurse to entice the men to continue with the studies and things. And she knew what was happening. She knew what was going on, and they kept her hired and just paid her off and basically bribed her and gave her more money than other nurses because they knew that if young black men saw a motherly figure, because I think she was late 30s, early 40s, kind of like this motherly figure, they knew that they would stick around and things. So they kind of used her, but she knew what was going on. So I'm not going to go too much into her.
That's a bit of tyranny.
But this is how shady it got, man. It was terrible. So I mentioned when the treatment was lost and everything. So the study continued under numerous public health service. The PHS, I was right. Supervisors until 1972, when a leak to the press resulted in its termination on November 16th of that year. By then, 28 patients had died directly from syphilis, 100 died from complications of syphilis, and 40 of the patients' wives were infected with syphilis, and 19 children were born with syphilis. The 40-year Tuskegee I'm still not sure I'm saying that right. Tuskegee, but...
Tuskegee?
The 40-year Tuskegee study was a major violation of ethical standards, obviously, and has been cited as arguably the most infamous biomedical research study in U.S. history. Its revelation led to the 1979 Belmont Report and to the establishment of the Office for Human Research Protections and federal laws and regulations, this requiring institutional review boards for the protection of human subjects in studies. And it was because of this, that I know that was a lot of words there, but it's because of this study that you now have to have, medical people and doctors, they have to have, written consent.
Yeah, release forms
and
stuff.
Because before this, they could just kind of do what they want, lie to you, do all this stuff. So it's because of these brave men that went through all of this horrible stuff that we actually have legal legislation now and consent to our bodies when it comes to medical research.
Yeah.
So, God bless them.
Nowadays, at least, you actually get paid for it.
Yeah. In 1997, President Bill Clinton formally apologized on behalf of the United States victims of the study, calling it shameful and racist. What was done cannot be undone, but we can end the silence. So a lot of people didn't actually know about this study at all until it was brought to President Bill Clinton. Say what you will about Bill Clinton, I'm not his biggest fan.
But
we know what's going on, Bill. We know the secrets. We know what's going on. But there was weird things like this where you actually... Because at the time, he was actually one of the most respected presidents.
He seemed like a really good president at the time.
I even remember my mum being the best president America ever had. This is obviously before the alleged Epstein stuff. But I always remember my mum saying, oh, no, he was the best thing for America that ever happened and stuff. So
he seemed like it at the time.
Yeah. I mean, I've completely forgotten about the other scandal involved in it. He was quite a scandalous president, to be honest.
He was.
Good old Lewinsky. But apparently, he actually did some good. Apparently, I don't know. My mum was...
he got a nice smile, hasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah. And he was good at the saxophone. So Yeah, he actually brought it to the attention of the American public because a lot of people didn't know about it or even heard about it. I mean, the black community did, but the white community didn't necessarily know about it. They were just kind of like, what? This actually happened? Yeah. And like the government kind of knew about it as well. They were just kind of letting them do their thing. But yeah, he said, what is done cannot be undone, but we can end the silence. He said, we can stop turning our heads away. We can look at you in the eye and finally say on behalf of the American people, what the United States government did was shameful and I am sorry.
That's fair.
So let's go into a few more bits of the study. I probably should have actually got my notes
in the right order.
Yeah.
That's a very Josh thing to do, isn't it?
Yeah. So anemia and fatigue were the main symptoms of why these people were going for medical care. But they also advertised it in a way. So when it got to the point where
did they like put out like posters saying, "Oh, are you feeling like this? You should come and..."
Kind of, yeah. And it was, even if you didn't have syphilis, like people would turn up with the flu.
Yeah, because they've got the symptoms that the experiment's looking for.
They didn't necessarily know there was flu. They thought because it was all untreated and
so
everything.
You could turn up there with the flu, get treated, and be on your way. But if you actually had the syphilis, that was it. You're in for a life of torture.
Kind of. Yeah.
They'd diagnose it, but they wouldn't tell you.
Yeah. And so they assumed everyone had syphilis.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So it was like, even if the 40 years that it spanned over as well is, it's nuts to think, well, 40 years is obviously a long time.
Yeah.
But they would always say, like what would stop these people from just going off and like having enough? And they would always incentivize them to keep coming back and things. And
right, yeah.
It was almost like bribery. Like, not only would they say we'll pay for your funeral in case things go bad, we'll pay for your treatment, we'll give you hot meals, give you a place to stay, all of this. It got to the point where they were like, oh, we'll look after your family. We'll, if there's any medical treatment that your family need, we will help you out and things like that. And obviously, the American medical system is not great. So
no, there is no NHS over there, is it?
Yeah, exactly. But it's got to the point, like, I'm really struggling to find my notes in the right order, so I'm going to go from my memory here. But this actually affected the black community, especially young men, to the point where there was a 7% increase in mortality among young black men because they didn't trust the doctors and nurses and medical field. Yeah. So they were dying of not syphilis, they were dying of other things because they all refused to. You can imagine, it's like completely understandable. You know, like you see all this stuff happen. And
I was just thinking, because it spanned over 40 years as well, the actual people doing the experiments, I mean, there would have been probably someone that was in it from the start right to the end, but that would have been several generations of people contributing to that as well.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And there's also a little tidbit of information here. So during World War II, 256 subjects registered for the draft and were consequently diagnosed as having syphilis at military induction centres in order to obtain treatment for syphilis before they could be taken into the armed services. So this is where it links up. So the PHS researchers prevented these men from getting the treatment.
So they couldn't join
depriving them of the chances for a cure, and then they couldn't go into the army. And
they stopped them getting a cure and a job and fighting for the country.
Yes. That's just a kick in the teeth.
It's just nuts, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just wild. And like I said, even after penicillin was discovered, they just refused to give them any treatment whatsoever.
Just carried it.
So they even had the US government sponsored several public health programs to form rapid treatment centres to eradicate the disease. When campaigns to eradicate venereal disease came to the counties, study researchers prevented their subjects from participating, which is nuts. So they've even said we
want to eradicate it, but no, these people that we're experimenting on, we're not going to let them get eradicated. So they could have literally cured it and stopped it ever coming back, and because they wanted to experiment with it, it now lives on.
But that's how evil that is. Like, think about that, how evil that is. That's wild, man. For 40 years, these poor black guys were just test subjects, rats in a lab.
Yeah.
They get the cure, and they're not even allowed. Like they just don't they're not allowed.
Yeah.
To take this thing. Wild. And I hope people actually look this up as well.
The horrible thing is, like somewhere in the government, there is somebody. Mm-hmm. Eventually, the buck's going to stop at one person, isn't it? That has made this decision.
Yeah. Yeah.
To do this, and that is the most inhumane thing that you can think of, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the fact that there's one person that is just more interested in the information that you can gain than actually helping.
Yeah.
Even in the long run.
Yeah, and it's also like it's crazy to think that all of this is just to see what the long-term effects of syphilis are, even though after 40 years they continued it. When I know it's a bit of a disease it affects people in different ways, but after 40 years...
You'd think they'd have a good idea, and they'd just go, right, okay, yeah, we'll cure you now.
Even 10 years. 10 years, long time. 20 years, hell of a long time. But then in that space of the 40 years, you see some of these men, like as we said, with the wives and the children being affected, you've seen these men get married and go from, from sons to fathers to grandfathers. Yeah. And in that whole time, you've
still done nothing.
Yeah, not helped them at all, not given them a single cure, not even told them actually it was syphilis.
That's an entire family tree that's infected with it.
Yeah, telling them, oh, you've got bad blood. And it's like, that's nuts. So by the end...
No such thing as bad blood.
No. Well, Adolf Hitler, he had bad blood.
He also had syphilis.
Yeah, very true. And I imagine Al Capone wasn't the nicest of people.
No, but that's not because of his blood.
No.
You can't go around going, oh, you're O negative, you're bad.
I suppose Adolf Hitler's the only person that you could say had real bad blood. Well, I don't know. I don't want to get into a conversation about dictators when we're talking about like black men that have given their lives and been test subject and gone through this awful thing in history. But maybe we'll cover that at some point, our favourite dictators in the future.
Favourite dictator? It amazes me that you've got enough to make a list of favourite dictators.
I mean, Kim Jong-un's up there, isn't he? I think he's on everyone's list.
Kim Jong-il before him was like absolute legend as well, though, wasn't he?
Yeah. But I mean, we'll save it for another episode. Anyway. Honestly, I find dictators so interesting. Like, awful, terrible people. Terrible people. Can't be trusted. Awful people.
But interesting.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. Fascinating. Good bit of history there. I'll tell you that back. I wouldn't say good bit of history. It's just history. Yeah. It's just facts. My apologies. By the end of the study in 1972, only 74 of the test subjects were still alive.
Out of 600?
Of the original 399 that had syphilis.
Plus the 201 that didn't.
But if you don't... Because they were always going to survive, weren't they? Like the 201 that didn't have syphilis...
Well, I don't know. It was a control group, wasn't it?
It was, but they weren't affected.
Oh, I guess they're treated the same. They're not treated, are they?
Yeah. So not included. Damn! I like that you corrected yourself and caught yourself. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. So the 201 that weren't affected, it
died of natural causes. Yeah.
So out of the 399 that actually had syphilis, 74 were
survived to the end of the test.
Yeah.
And all of their families.
Yeah. Do you know how all of this came about? So obviously it was 40 years and it came to an abrupt end in 1972.
You said some kind of press release, I think?
It was 29-year-old whistleblower Peter Buxton. So he which led to major changes in the US law and regulation concerning protection of participants in clinical studies. Studies since then require informed consent, communication of diagnosis, and accurate reporting of test results. So the doctors have to tell you your diagnosis, which is crazy to think that
It's kind of crazy to think that they didn't have to tell you at any point in history.
Yeah.
Well done, Mr. Buxton.
Yeah. There's a bunch of mumbo jumbo here about like different studies and things, but I've pretty much covered the main part of it. I looked up famous people with syphilis, and it was just allegedly Hitler and Al Capone were the most famous people.
Fair enough. Yeah. I guess a lot of famous people aren't going to admit that they've got syphilis, are they?
True. I did have an interesting fact of some syphilis-related things, but I've completely lost it. So instead, I'm going to quickly Google if Queen Victoria had.
I'm sure it was syphilis. I'm sure it was.
Did Queen Victoria have syphilis? No, Queen Victoria did not have syphilis. Instead, she is believed to have been a carrier of the genetic blood disorder haemophilia. Her son, Prince Leopold, suffered from haemophilia, and the disorder was passed down through her family line.
Oh, okay. Now that's bad blood. Haemophilia.
That's bad blood. We've come full circle. Bad blood.
Yeah. Anemia and haemophilia. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that is bad blood. Because that's the where it won't clot, isn't it?
Yeah. We know someone. We won't mention names. We know someone whose son has it, and it's bad. It is a bad thing to have. I actually remember the story of a UFC fighter. I'm sure it was a UFC fighter, a mixed martial artist, who he found out. I think he was only like maybe 2 fights in or something. And then he got a bad cut, and then he found out through fighting that he actually had
haemophilia.
And he was like 23 or something like that. Oh, wow. So he obviously hadn't been injured or anything seriously when he's young, or maybe it develops, I'm not too sure. I really don't know. I'm not in a rush to do a pod covering
haemophilia.
Yeah.
No.
Haemophilia
well, you just
weird, doesn't it? Well, yeah, that's all you need to know. It's just your blood doesn't clot. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got on the Tuscany study, the bad blood study, Tuskegee. Yeah, I just thought it was a piece of history that I heard about the story, and I immediately was like, "There's no way this is real." So I then looked it up and was like, I need to bring this to our listeners because some people might not have heard it themselves.
Probably not. I'd not heard of it.
But to sum it up in a nutshell, like the government and the health services in America lied to 400-600 black men about having syphilis, left it untreated, and basically watched them die and go crazy and all of this terrible thing. Essentially,
just recorded the results,
bribed them, and promised all these things, faked the results, did all these terrible things, and it eventually led. So that's the one positive, is from these brave men that went through all this, they have led to us having the freedom in the medical world of like with consent and diagnosis and everything that I've already said.
Led to a lot of legislation there.
Yeah, so that if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have that, because that came across the pond as well, where obviously our governments and things heard about it and were disgusted. So we also changed the legislation as well over here. I'm pretty sure.
Wonder what we were doing that we don't know.
Oh, we were awful. We were just as bad. We were doing experiments. Everyone was doing experiments back in the day, weren't they? It's like we mentioned it before, where like was it the Egyptians put like a nail through your nose into your brain for things, and it's like. Oh, it was the thing you put the bolt in the eye and stuff. You mentioned it on the pod. And
the thing is, like,
been experiments. So.
Science and medical research does have to happen. It's just that you hope that it happens in more ethical ways. We'd hope that these days it happens in more ethical ways. We know that it hasn't always been the case, and it's been up to, like you say, very actual in recent history that there's been some shady research going on. And how do we put this to the paranormality scale?
Well,
on how shady it is?
But it's a hard one because it is actual history. It is actual facts. That's
if
weird.
If it was on
actually.
An evil rating, I'd give it a 9.5. To be fair,
yeah, it's up there. I don't know how you judge it, mate. I didn't actually think about that when I did the research. I found it a very interesting piece of history that was shocking, and it's kind of in our wheelhouse because it's like conspiracy theory. It's a cover-up. Yeah. It's lies and deceit and kind of brushed under.
Like I say,
tried to brush under the rug.
The paranormality scale this week, we're an evil scale. How evil it is. then yeah, I'd put it right up there.
Oh, I'm giving it a 9.9.
9.9
on the evil scale.
9.5. So.
Because I do have, Nigerian blood in me. I feel a little bit connected to that story where I thought, that's not cool, man. So I'm giving it a 9.9.
Fair enough.
On the scale.
I'm sticking with my 9.5 because I already said it, and that would give us an average of 9.7, which is still massive high.
Yeah, very high. But I would like to have a little positive because I feel like I messed up with the dictator talk in the middle there. So I would like to bring it around and focus on, if anyone's wondering, would you like to know my top 3 favourite?
Dictators?
No, black people.
Oh, black people.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
I really like Rosa Parks. I think she was very influential in what she did, standing up for all the rights.
Yeah.
Mrs. Buttersworth.
Well, I think the point was she didn't stand up.
No, well, she didn't, but she stood up for the rights.
Yeah.
Mrs. Buttersworth from The Syrup.
Oh, right, yeah.
From The Syrup. She's fantastic. I won't give her a top spot, but it's a shout-out, an honourable mention, if you will.
Fair enough.
Because I grew up with that in my household, being an American mixed-race family.
I was going to say, this is an American reference.
This is. The Americans will know what I'm talking about. Shout-out to Denzel Washington. I think he's a
cool guy.
Terrific, cool black dude. Samuel L. Jackson, great shout. You've got Nelson Mandela, big respect. He's probably number 1.
Yeah. Ought to be, really.
Yeah, like...
Spent 30 years in prison for, like, black rights and whatnot.
Yeah, so he's got to be number 1. You've got the classics of Martin Luther. The thing is, though, I'm gonna whisper here in case... Because when I get this voice, it's because I don't want to offend people.
Yeah.
I've seen some recent documentaries and things, and although Martin Luther King did some really cool stuff and good things, there's allegedly a side to him that's not so nice. When it comes to like domestic violence and things. Yeah. So because I don't know enough about it,
we'll keep that quiet.
I just want to kind of focus on the good things. So I suppose Martin Luther King,
respectable black guy.
Yeah, respectable.
Yeah, but he didn't have a beard, so I mean.
No, he had a mustache, didn't he? Yeah. But I mean, there's certain people like Nelson Mandela who were good people. Rosa Parks, fantastic. Yeah. And then if you want to go for the more modern, famous kind of really cool dudes.
Yeah.
Black guys.
Yeah.
You have got your Denzel Washingtons and your Samuel L. Jacksons.
I noticed that Will Smith wasn't on the list, but that doesn't bother me at all.
No. No comment. Musically, love Will Smith.
Yeah.
Fresh Prince.
Yeah, Fresh Prince.
Love Will Smith. Yeah. The last 5 years.
Later career.
No, not too keen on him.
Fair enough.
Speaking of Will Smith, though, Chris Rock, another great black dude. Love him.
No, he annoys me.
What?
Yeah, he annoys me.
Oh, so I'm guessing you're a Will Smith fan then?
No, I'm not a Will Smith fan either, but
some people will get the reference for that. Eddie Murphy. Tell you what, dude.
Eddie Murphy, now that guy I really, really like.
I looked up Eddie Murphy the other day because I saw a clip of his like stand-up when he was like in the red like jumpsuit thing.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, Eddie Murphy's actually like kind of a cool dude as well. He's like Donkey and Shrek. He's done The Clumps, Dr. Dolittle.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah, he's a funny dude.
Yeah.
He's cool. Also was married to one of the Spice Girls.
Yeah, we try not to mention that.
Okay, we won't mention that. Allegedly. Cover our backs there. It's true what they say, man. He's like pushing 70 or something, or he's like mid-70s.
Yeah, something like that. It must be.
Black don't crack, baby.
No, don't. He still looks like he's 30 years old, doesn't he?
Dude, he looks good, man. Yeah, it's true what they say, dude. Black don't crack, man. Yeah. They look amazing. I want to know their routines. I want to know what it is. Maybe I'll get that. Because people say I don't look 36. So maybe I've got
to look 36. You look 46.
I walked into that one. But
there's one guy that you haven't mentioned with a very, very smooth voice.
Morgan Freeman, how could I forget?
There you go.
How could I forget? He's actually he's definitely in the top 5.
He's got to be.
Top 5 for sure.
5. Anyway.
Yeah. We've had fun. Well, I tried to have fun there with the last little bit because I feel like I did mess up with the dictators. But saying that, I am going to do an episode on dictators because I feel like that's...
Well, it's overdue now, isn't it?
It's got to be done, isn't it?
It's got to now.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, actually. Before I get myself into more hot water and I start digging a hole, I'm going to put it out to the listeners. Would you like to hear me do a pod on some crazy things that dictators have done over the years? And if we can get a list of top 3 dictators, see who... Not top 3 in a good way, but
not favourite dictators.
No, not favourite. Favourite was a bad
top
word.
Evil dictators or something like that.
If it's something you're interested in, because this was a little bit like history based, if you like a little bit of a history twist on the pod and with crazy weird things, especially dictators, let us know. If I don't get a response or I get told, no, you probably shouldn't do that, I won't do it. And we won't mention this ever.
We'll just push it.
But after what Pirate and Bean said on the Christmas episode, favourite dictators is nothing compared to that comment. And with that...
It wasn't that bad.
I don't know.
You'll find out next week anyway. And until then, I've been Pirate.
I'm Josh.
This has been Paranormality UK. Ta-ta.
Ta-ta!